the hell? Oh, the fuck?
Oh, that's our new intro?
That's not what you say when we intro.
What
No.
did you do?
Oh,
Hi, everyone. I'm Will Banner,
Hi there,
your
friends,
DM for the
and
tonight.
welcome to tonight's episode
And
of the
I'm
League
Spartacus.
of Amazing Adventurers here on
I'm
Twitch.tv
losing my mind.
slash
Aren't
tabletop
we all?
rolls. Aren't
I
we
just
all?
work here.
I always am. So we have a few announcements before we get started in the show. I have the chat open because I sent that video to Cooper and I didn't close it before we started, so Zoom's windows were fucky wucky.
Fucky wucky.
But announcements. Other shows here on the channel. Of course, we have our standard thoroughfare of shows. We have on Friday the Astral Calling. It's our D&D 5e spelljamming campaign. They're looking for space pirate treasure. Well, not space pirate treasure, but space treasure. Then, on Saturday, we have Salt and Strategy. We're doing something with Calf, Chad, Matt, and I. We still have to figure it out. Then, on Sunday, we have the multiplayer Stardew Sunday with Sarah, Aubrey, Emily, and myself. We're going to start a farm. I'm going to be using all my speedrunner tactics in it to try to be as efficient as possible and carry the group.
Good luck.
I will do my best. I've been practicing speedruns of Stardew Valley. It's been good times. Then, of course, on Monday, we have the Strength of Thousands AP. We're coming near to the end of the book. We have one chapter
this is
left.
now. I think this will be mark the halfway through the entire AP, possibly.
Mm-hmm. And it'll be time to get a new animal companion. But we'll see more of that on Monday.
Oh boy.
That's what my therapist said.
Does your
Oh,
therapist think
yeah.
you're good?
Oh, God.
I mean, they're
Oh, and-
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. So, intros. Intros of people on the show. The people on the show that are on the show every week. We have, of course, Abby of Abby's World's the Stage playing Cassandra / Corellia. How you doing, Abby?
Hi. I just say things sometimes.
You do?
Too.
Speaking of people who just say things sometimes, we might be saying some less things today, just because they're not at 100% yet. We have Cooper playing Lynx.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm recovering from strep throat. I likely will not say a whole lot tonight, but I'm happy to be here.
Happy you're here.
Speaking of people who I'm happy are here, we have McKenna, responsible for all the token artwork you see here on the channel, as well as their TikTok skits that they post, usually right before the show. Probably posted another one. The last one was pretty funny. I enjoyed it. I couldn't think of like a relevant comment for it.
You're all good.
So I was just like, you know what, I'm not going to comment on this one. I'm just going to like share it and do the things. You know, help McKenna out with the algorithm. Go like, comment, and share on her TikToks.
Yeah,
speaking-
hit those buttons.
Of like, commenting, and sharing, someone who is often like, commenting, and sharing our stuff, we have Matt playing Garl, person responsible for the lovely overways you see here on the channel. And may I say, Matthew, that they are continually improving.
One would hope. I appreciate the compliment, though.
But other than that, one last announcement. Hey y'all, I have my life together somewhat, and we're uploading to YouTube regularly.
Yay.
An episode of League and an episode of Strength of Thousands every day till we're caught up.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Nice.
It took 12 hours to upload all these episodes this week.
Ooh.
I believe that.
Hot
There were a lot of them.
damn.
Hot diggity damn.
So, you know, go check out our YouTube channels, Tabletop Rolls. We're Tabletop Rolls everywhere. Follow us on all of our socials. Follow us here if you don't already follow us. It helps us out a lot. And every time you do, a frog hops across the screen, and I get a little boost of the Happy Brain juice. Speaking of the Happy Brain juice, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, because I'm actually uploading these again. I'm going to start reminding that at the beginning of the streams. That helps us out a lot too. And if you're watching on YouTube and want to catch us live, you can do so Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. CST, give or take 5 or 10 minutes, depending on how effective I am at hurting myself.
Hurting the cast too.
Yes. Well, y'all aren't a troublesome herd. I am a troublesome herd.
Some weeks we are.
That's fair.
Can't relate.
McKenna's like, I live for this.
You're not wrong.
Time for a shopping episode.
Well, that sounds like a great spot for us to roll the intro for this, which could be like the penultimate time that we do it. Last time on the League of Amazing Adventurers.
Peppa said, what you pouting about?
I know. She sees that I am even fake sad and she says, Mom, do you need a snuggle?
And then she starts
What
playing
she
with your
really,
light until
she's
you
the
pick
one
her
who
up.
needs a snuggle.
But last
the
time
child what she
on
wants.
the League of Amazing Adventurers, our party went into space.
Yeah.
And they killed the Lord of Light on International Women's Day.
Woo.
The fact that
The
it
correct
worked
opinion.
out, the fact that it worked out like that is just so serendipitous to me. It makes me happy. But after defeating the Lord of Light, our party found their way back home. And upon their arrival, Nimbus, Evangeline, Amalthea, Saint Altair received a message from an old foe, the Baba Yaga, telling Nimbus that she has captured Malachor and is holding her for some reason.
I would like to specify that Nimbus did not necessarily receive a message from the Baba Yaga. She sent a sending to Malachor, and the Baba Yaga responded.
Yes.
So he's in pretty dire straits at the moment.
He's currently being held by a Baba Yaga. What's the worst that can
Yeah.
happen?
I mean, how much time do you have?
Jesus.
We are going to pick up right after Nimbus has received that news and that message.
Is she at home? Is she like with,
y'all are still at home, just hanging out.
Well, we had literally just gotten down from on high.
Yeah.
From the Garden of Olives.
Fighting God. Yes. I think we were on our way to the nearest Garden of Olives for a celebratory dinner when Nimbus was trying to share the good news with Malachor.
the good news?
The what?
The good news. Have you heard the good news? The Lord of Light is dead.
Have you heard? Extra, read all about it.
God is dead.
And we's the ones who killed him.
And we did it to him.
There's going to be
It-
films in a few years in this world that's like the Lord of Light lives, and it's going to be like some
Oh,
terrible,
God.
some terrible.
What if there wasn't?
religious film? Anyway,
But I think everyone sees Nimbus go from being happy and ready to devour some endless breadsticks to fully stopped in her tracks and just looking horrified.
You good, ma'am?
Cassandra, I was under the impression that you had your other half under control.
I'm. Oh wait, you don't.
No.
Okay. Goes back to her breadsticks.
I do a little body sense, see if anything feels funkalicious.
No, not Funkalicious.
Right now
a
and down.
little bit Frukalicious, but otherwise like pretty good. Oh, that's a deep cut. No, you're not feeling anything different. Like you feel the presence still there.
It feels generally normal. Nothing feels quite off. I mean, she's still vibing, I suppose. It's hard to explain.
I don't know how, but she's. I think she has managed to be in 2 places at once, and I do not know how she has accomplished this, but somehow she got a hold of Malachor, and I don't know what happened.
Hmm.
Oh. Check, please!
The check for like the endless breadstick bowl and nothing else.
That same teenager just puts it down.
Thank you.
Here's your money.
Elisandra has, the second you mentioned that, has already gotten up and has left the room.
No. Where are you going?
She just holds up like a 1 second finger. She like walks around. She like walks out the door. You hear like a very loud boom.
A boom.
Yeah, like a sonic boom of like someone moving very quickly. And then
Oh.
about like 2 minutes pass, and you hear that boom again, and the door opens, and Elisandra is literally holding what appears to be a repeating crossbow
Ooh.
of wooden stakes, and just like
You
it's
run all
like,
the way home to get that?
yes, Gwen made it for me.
You could have borrowed the key.
Fuck.
You're so pretty.
Nimbus,
What a backhanded
Nimbus,
compliment.
I love you, but that you realize how. Oh, you know what? Never mind. And she just like is like holding like this like full like witch killing accoutrement.
Garl sees the wooden stakes. Oh, are we finally killing Nari?
Not this time.
Oh, goes back to my breadsticks.
Maybe one day, Goro. Maybe one day. I think I need to call my mom. I have 2 more 5th level spells left.
Okay.
And I shoot both of my parents ascending, and I just say, Malachor is in the hands of Baba Yaga. I might need your help.
Within seconds, your father is there.
How do you know we were at the Garden of Olives?
It's where everyone is.
When you're here, your family.
That is the question that you can ask him.
How did you know I was here?
Divination magic.
Magic.
Magic. Not magical item on your person lets me track your location. Divination magic. And then about 2
Isn't that
minutes
technically
later,
the same thing?
2 minutes later, your mom comes in.
Is this the first time the 2 of them have been in the same room?
Yeah, and they just kind of stare at each other. I didn't think you would come. Yes, that's very fair, darling. No, I felt like this is something I should show up for.
I understand that this is a tense situation, but I'm sorry, we just have bigger priorities at the moment.
They just kind of nod.
Long story short, I sent him ascending and she responded. That means on some level she is able to manifest herself within his consciousness or is in control of it or something. I believe she is holding him somewhere in the Feywild. First World.
First world.
Because this is Pathfinder.
Yes. Legally distinct.
And I don't.
Elisandra pipes up. I mean, we still have Nimbus, technically speaking, you have that key.
I do.
We've been to her hut.
I'm just trying to think of what she wants with Malachor. He hasn't done anything to her. He doesn't have any connection to her.
Is it possible she's just evil?
I mean, I guess, but
Not everyone needs a reason to do things. Some people just do things and go, ha ha ha, look at that thing I did.
if it were anyone else, I would be more apt to believe that, but she always has a plan. She's a very calculated person. You don't think she's after you, do you? And I look at Alessandra.
I mean, if she is, that's why I have this. And she just once again spins the repeating crossbow. I am prepared for this, Nimbus. I'm ready to rid the world of this creature. No offense, Cassandra.
None taken.
All right.
I mean, Cassandra was also trying to rid herself of that part of her, so it would be a little bit of a hypocritical comment to disagree.
I know, but you know what? Killing something that looks like your friend in any shape or form, it's not fun.
Oh, you should see the trauma mental.
The what now?
Have you not seen
Not the
it?
time.
Garl whistles
don't.
innocently.
Carl, if you regurgitate that thing right here in this Garden of Olives, I don't know what I will do. I don't have the mental capacity right now to deal with that.
I don't think I would ever be able to come back to the Garden of Olives.
Do it, Garl.
Yes, I
Do
think
it.
they might
No,
actually ban
I
us for
can't
that.
hear you.
I'm just worried she might be trying to, I don't know, force some sort of trade. We never did find out what she wanted you so badly for.
I think I know. Nimbus, this is something that's best shared between the two of us.
If that's what makes you most comfortable.
It would.
All
She
right.
just kind of like takes you by the hand. Everyone will be back in maybe 5, maybe 10 minutes. I just need to show Nimbus some things, and Nimbus, could you get the door to our place? My study?
Yes, of course. I door us right into the study.
And inside the study, this is like normally Alessandra's space. Like, she doesn't usually let people in here without like knowledge of them coming in here beforehand. So you just see papers all over the place. Like, there is like a conspiracy theory board with like pins and things and like string going between things, like different sort of occult symbolisms and different sort of first world symbolisms. And basically towards like the middle of it, there is the Baba Yaga, and then there's like the patron around them, and then each of those patrons attached to different people and things and places. And you can see that she's been like making her way, and like some of these strings have been cut, so she's been breaking those connections, and you see that there's only a few connections left that she had left to cut, basically.
Making a way.
So things I discovered. Number one, I went back to those college students and I took their book back. And inside of that book, there was a ritual. And she like pulls you over. And I'm very thankful they didn't do this to the men they were dating, because it would have ended very badly for them. And she opens the book to about the middle of it, and there's just like this like black page with like white ink on it.
Ooh.
And it looks older than the rest of the book. It looks like it's been stitched into the book, basically. If you want, you can make an occultism check or a religion check to identify this ritual.
Religion check.
layer in there.
So you don't know, there's no name on this ritual, but you can identify its basic functions just by kind of looking at the symbolism and the different steps for it. And it is a ritual that appears to take time from people and add it to the caster. A almost version of immortality.
Right. But she could theoretically use this ritual on anyone. What makes it specific to you?
She turns the page, and there's been some notes scribbled into it, talking about how vessels that are used to the power can be more efficiently drained for more time. And essentially, Elisandra now says, I believe she had created a lifespan farm, essentially.
Oh, gods. But even still, I mean, farming the lifespan of a human versus an elf or a sprite seems a little ineffective.
I mean, I can't speak to their effectiveness, but you know, I don't know why they would choose it, but that's my hypothesis.
I want to look at the ritual, and I just want to make sure that if she comes with us, that we aren't stepping into some sort of trap.
Sure. Make me another religion check, and if you want, you can also make me a perception check.
Jesus, that's a 37. I will also make you a perception check. That's a 40.
Okay, so 37 for the religion check. You can understand that the ritual does require basically the person who will become the material component to be incapacitated.
Okay.
So long as Elisandra is conscious and not at 0 hit points and dying, you're okay. With the perception check, as you're looking at the next page and the page, like as you're flipping between the next page and the ritual page, you can notice with that perception check that the handwriting is different handwriting. Something older than the Baba Yaga gave her this ritual.
Oh no.
Horrific.
The crying Baba Yaga.
McKenna has an idea of what that might be.
The Baba
Nimbus
Yuga?
would not.
Mm-hmm.
The Babuga?
The Babuga.
The Yaga Baba?
Yaga Baba.
Not the Yaga Baba.
The Abba Gaga.
That's the worst kind of Baba.
The Abba Gaga.
Oh no.
The
Just
Skraduba
a
Ladubu?
whole clouder of Babas.
A Baba de Gaba.
Hagabagaba. That is
Gibberish.
good wisdom.
And we've suddenly become a stream of Swedish chefs.
Forge.
The Bababushka.
The Baba Bushka.
This is a lovely
Ubala.
study.
Thank you, hon. It is a bit of
I
a
think
mess
she can
right
tell
now.
that Nim is trying to be nice because she knows that Elisandra doesn't usually like having people in here. All right. I mean, as long as we're not in danger of stepping into some circle and immediately being incapacitated.
I feel like that would be a little bit too easy for her. Like, let's be entirely honest. She enjoys causing people pain. I think she would want to, like, relish in it if she was going to do something.
Okay. All right, fair enough. Okay, let's go back to the party and let's see if we can't drop some sort of plan, get some sort of advantage.
During this 5-minute
Are you okay?
Yes, I'm very happy I have weapons.
You don't have to come with us if you don't want to. No one would blame you.
She kind of, like, comes towards you, Nimbus, and just kind of puts her hand on your shoulder and, like, pecks you on the cheek.
Oh.
and
Oh.
just stays there for a moment and like moves towards your ear, and she just whispers, just like ever so lightly, I don't think I would ever find peace if I did not do this.
And I'm grateful to have you by my side.
Let's go kill the last member of my family.
Oh gods, does this count as me meeting your parents?
I mean, technically speaking, you've already met them.
Well,
Twice,
yes, but
if
not
we're
with
including the
you.
undead
I mean,
Husk's
sort of.
version of them that we murdered as well.
Oh gods.
I mean,
Well, those were technically the hags. Were you?
now that I'm thinking about
We've never
this,
talked to this. Were you born to the hags, or?
I mean, I don't personally know. I would assume so. I don't know how, I understand how it works, but I don't know how that works. You know what I mean?
Right. Well.
Like, I got the whole, trying to think of like a Pathfinder equivalent, the rocks and the, blood bugs conversation, but
The rocks and the blood bugs, that's what you went with?
Rex
that's
and the
closest
blood
thing to a bee.
bugs.
It's the closest thing to a bee in Pathfinder that I could think of.
Were there not actual bees that we fought in Strength of Thousands?
There was.
So
Right,
birds and
I
bees
think-
both exist in this
do.
universe.
I just wanted to make it more
Okay.
fantasy. Just wanted
It
to
is a
make it more
fantasy.
fantasy.
The owls and the pellets.
Oh boy. We know owls exist.
But in all seriousness, as it occurs to me, Nimbus, every time that since we've been a couple that we've interacted with my family, we've been killing them in some way. That's something to bring up in therapy, isn't it? Yes, it is. And she says,
Yeah.
shall we get back to it?
Yes. I key us back to the Garden of Olives.
And it's on fire.
When you're here, your family.
And it's on fire. No, it's not. However,
I put it out.
We're
Garl,
derailing it to fix it.
Garl, Lynx, and Cassandra, the three of you, while this, honestly, 10-minute conversation was happening,
Mm-hmm.
I've just been, there, and Nimbus's parents have just been, awkwardly standing there. And, every now and then, one of them will look at the other one, and then they'll start moving their head and they'll look away. The other one will be looking at them, and they'll start moving their head to look away. And it's been, this, really weird,
Gwendolyn is also there. Is she making any effort to?
Oh, Gwen is just laughing her ass off in the corner.
Because I was just like, oh, just sit down, you two. Have some breadsticks.
They're very good. I've just been eating them constantly.
Mm-mm-mm.
Eventually the breadsticks stop.
Blasphemy.
Did they run out of breadsticks again?
That's false advertising.
And they say, yes, these are done through a connection to a sort of warehouse. It's sort of spatial magic. So once the warehouse is empty, it... Wait,
Ah,
to be
yes.
clear-
The
and
warehouse.
and then there's just this group of people in suits, this 4 suit groups, this 4-man suited group, just kind of open the door, walks in, and just stands around your table.
Ah, yes, the 4-man group.
Just kind of look
They
at
used
you
to
all
be
and
the
say,
5-man group, but then
um,
the incident.
we need to ask you all to please leave the premises.
Why?
At the bottom of the menu,
I was going
you'll
to say
see
that, Mark.
some-
I was going to say that.
You'll see some very fine print down there, speaking about a limit to the number of breadsticks that you are entitled to as customers here. I'm afraid
He's trying to turn us
that-
against the House of Olives, guys.
I'm afraid that you've reached that. I'm afraid that you've reached that limit, and I need to ban you all from the Garden of Olives.
Fine, we'll just go to the Grove of Olives across the street.
They're a subsidiary of us. All garden or groves or restaurants where you are family will be banning you all.
Wow.
Am I back
Wow.
yet?
Yeah, you come back at that.
Well, what is the matter here?
I will turn to Nim's parents. Say, you guys are rich, right?
Yes. I mean, so are you. Technically speaking.
We need to buy the franchise.
This is now the campaign.
We need to make more of these.
If we own them, they can't ban us.
Look, I'm sure there must be some misunderstanding here. We are frequent patrons of this restaurant.
We're actually fighting this.
Yes.
I think
Certainly
it's
some
incredibly
arrangement could be
funny.
met.
Yes, there
We
is.
could order something other than breadsticks.
What about the soup?
Yes, perhaps a soup and salad.
Soup for our family.
Can I make a diplomacy check?
Go ahead.
Shameless request.
Yeah.
This will be.
This is my favorite part of Pathfinder.
ahead.
Is when Will
The
goes, go
bullshit.
ahead.
It's gonna be a 42,
Oh,
considering he is just an average person.
oh no,
hopefully-
this is a godlike figure. Yep.
Are they also level 20 entities?
They are level 40.
The god of
entities.
olives and bread.
It is the god of olives and bread. No. That'll be a success. Just please limit yourself to 24 breadsticks upon a visit is all we ask.
4 dozen eggs.
It's very specific.
Who doesn't?
I think I'm
breadsticks?
very funny.
Understood. I think we can limit ourselves to that.
Per
Thank you for your
person?
generosity.
Yes.
Ooh,
But
okay, you know what?
those are
Generous.
those are not transferable. So once you've had your 24, you cannot eat someone else's 24. Looking at Garl.
Tickets are non-transferable
I feel
and
this is
non-refundable.
barbarian discrimination.
Yes, even if it's raining outside.
Understood. Thank you so much for being so understanding.
Olive Garden does not have a rain check policy.
Sandra does not like how she cannot share her breadsticks with Garl.
Well, you can share your soup. Just you can spoon feed her. It'll be cute.
Okay.
See, there we go. Ah, there's that smile.
So,
All right.
your
Okay.
brother, Nimbus?
Malachor has been kidnapped. What is our game plan?
Oh yes, yes.
Oh yeah, that's kind of important.
Kind of.
Maybe, sort
Um,
of.
I look to my parents and just say, "Do you have any idea how this might have happened?"
I'm your mother like starts like I am perhaps with some magical ritual. There are a number of theories between transportation, forcing creatures to be transported, and it basically goes off this entirely long magical tangent. And your father says, alternatively, they could have just knocked him out and dragged him through a portal.
The bonk has come back against us.
In fairness, she is a rather ritual-heavy sort of.
Creature.
Combatant.
I understand that, but as Garl has proven to us time and time again, we must not underestimate the power of a good bonk.
I think
Oh, I have an
Bonking.
idea.
No, we can't underestimate the
I
power
have
of a
an
good
idea.
bonk.
Legend has said
Happy.
of a extra large breadstick that was left sitting on the counter too long and has reached a level of hardness unknown to mortals.
The
Perhaps we
ultimate
could
breadstick.
borrow this breadstick and we could just beat the Baba Yaga with it.
I don't know if we have time for.
Sorry, I've got breadsticks on the brain.
That's completely understandable, Carl.
So this is hell. I'm in the bad place, aren't I?
Who's talking? Is that Will or is that one of the
This is Will.
NPCs?
This
Will,
is Will speaking.
It's
I'm in the
2023.
bad
We're all
place.
in the bad place.
Yup.
You know the worst part is that if you just hadn't made such a big deal about it, we wouldn't be sitting at a garden of olives in character right now.
It's fair. That's fair.
So really, whose fault is
It sounds like victim blaming.
actually it's gaslighting.
So
Okay,
true,
yes,
McKenna.
like girl boss.
And McKenna is a girl boss, so that works.
Yes, it's true.
It is. But your father just continues. I mean, knocking someone out's pretty easy to do. You just picks up like a staff and walks over to the waiter and just like, you know, you can just, and taps the waiter. The waiter just falls.
Mother, please.
Oh no, I can get him
Smack
back
him with
up.
a little heel.
I can get him back. Don't worry, Nimbus. And just
Okay.
kind of like waves his hand. It's like, what was that? It's like, oh, you tripped. Oh. And he just kind of stands
Gaslight.
up.
Oh, you
Mm.
ran
Now we
into a
see
door,
wins.
my honor.
Several times.
He ran into my knife.
On the way
8
to get us more
times.
breadsticks.
No, you've all reached your limit today,
Cassandra, don't push
sorry.
your luck.
And they head out. But seriously,
Worth a try.
So you know, those are options. Does Malachor had a companion, is my understanding.
Yes, Sophie.
Have you heard from them at all? Do you have a way of contacting them? They may have an idea as to what happened.
I think I can do one more sending. Yes, I will shoot her sending. I think I will just shoot Sophie a sending and saying, what happened to Malachor?
That's a fair question.
You get back I do not know, been looking for the last few hours, went for watch, came back after checking in on specific sound, no Malachor.
Damn.
Help? With a, like a sort of like question mark, like the do you want help?
Help!
I'm out of sending, so I can't respond to that.
Your mother can hand you a wand if you want. She has like a sending wand.
Oh, well, that would have been helpful. Yeah, I will
Does-
use the wand to be like, help might be nice. Where was he when he vanished?
We were still at the Planar Research Lab. I'm currently still camped there looking.
Jesus. So she's where she was when we met her the second time.
Yeah.
Somehow. Okay. I don't think we're going to need her help. What do you guys think?
Pretty scrappy.
Yeah, I think we might actually be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, we've just very recently killed a god. We can probably handle an old lady with, you know, posture problems.
Well, that is the other question is quite honestly, I wasn't expecting to go right back out and throw myself into another fight. I don't know if I have the resources for it at the moment. But at the same time, I don't want to leave him there for as long as it would take me to rest up. Not sure how much rest I would be able to get anyhow. How are you all looking?
Decent.
I'm actually, well, after the moment of renewal, I didn't take a whole lot of damage, honestly, and I still have a haste left. So I'll be effective.
Yeah.
I think we can do this.
All right.
Does the local coffee shop have a special drink that gives you
No.
some spell slots back?
That would be sold out every day at like
Oh yeah.
8:01.
Yeah. There is no drink like that.
Ever.
All right.
Not very slayful.
Is
Well,
there a
there's the four of
potion that
us.
could be created like that?
No.
Yeah, is there a craft anything that a certain crafter could do like that?
There's magical items that can do it, but they require attunement and for you to invest slots that you already have at one point to store them for later.
So, not today.
Not today, Satan.
Oof.
All right. Well, we have extra help this time. We have essentially doubled the size of the party. So,
Yes.
let's settle our check and be on our way then.
Oh god, yeah, we have to pay for things. Despite the fact
Those
that we
guys.
saved the world. What
Just
is
puts a
it?
finger on Garl's
Garl.
nose for her.
Oh, Lynx, that's so nice of you. Thank you.
Also, I don't have any money. She has all the money.
That's
Me when I have no money.
Well, you're
Have a-
married, so it's both of your money.
We have a
That's how
joint
married
account.
works.
Kind
Nimbus's
of look side-eyed at
Nimbus's
Cassandra.
mother just says, "Oh, be very careful with that. It can be troublesome if things happen."
Actually, do you have any money? Look at
Kind
my
of give my
inventory.
mom a bombastic side eye.
What? It's very
Bombastic.
Oh, actually, no. I actually do have a lot of money. I have like 2,500 gold pieces.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I
are
forgot
we-
I had this.
Are we good to go? Gwendolyn,
She just keeps it in her shoe.
Gwendolyn just kind of says, "I'm down.
How I
Could we
kick
go
so
for some
hard."
killing. Have weapons with me." And you see her just kind of like pulling into her boot, and then there's just dagger, and then a dagger, and she's like strapping them onto like leather belts, and then another dagger, and then another dagger, and then another dagger.
Dagger.
Nimbus is just watching, just completely distracted.
Basically, she like takes off like the sole of her shoe, she unfolds something that was stored in it, and like puts on like this like cloth armor. I'm ready.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
When you are a vigilante, you have a lot of spots to store things on your person in case you need to like run into a telephone booth and change.
Of course, of course.
That seems impractical. No one would ever do that.
Gwendolyn's done it for many years now.
Yes, I know.
I believe that.
Did you watch?
A few times.
Oh.
Anyhow.
Nimbus's father and mother just kind of standing there like,
Real shit.
No cap.
They have any place to judge. All right.
Ooh.
Now, I'm just going to assume the check is settled. Let's go. I'm going to try to key directly into the Baba Yaga's hut.
all right, you open a door. Do you go through?
Yeah.
All right.
You're gonna land in a giant soup pot.
As you all
Maybe.
go running through, you find yourself on the outside of the hut.
How does that work?
Still right beside it, but on the outside of the hut. And a slide on the door just kind of opens up, and you can see what looks to be a exceedingly old Cassandra. Like, almost, like, completely drained of life. Like, beforehand, it was, like, a young Cassandra, but now it's exceedingly old, and she just looks absolutely crappy. She says,
Remind me to moisturize.
Impossible.
"Not
God, I'm
quite-
like the Crypt Keeper.
Not quite ready for you all yet. Give me a few more
Topical.
moments." And she just
Oh dear, you look awful.
closes the latch.
Here, let me help you with that.
And the entire building begins to rumble a little bit.
Gods.
And
Can I
then
use
it
Titan
moves-
Wrestler to trip the house?
It moves off the ground,
Please
and
try.
there are
Please
just
try.
2 Garl legs underneath the house.
Oh my, look at those thighs.
With like the very muscular
Calves.
calves and all.
Yep.
Those quads.
Can Garl try to trip it?
No glutes though.
Garl can certainly try to trip it.
I'm gonna try and rugby tackle it, where
Would
you
you
know
like
you
to
grab
try
the
to
leg
trip a
and then
house
lean
Garl?
into it.
Make me an
Yeah, I would like
athletics
to do an
check.
athletics check.
You're looking
Nat
for
20.
DC
Right, nat 20
55.
right here. Nat 20! Nat 20!
Amazing.
Someone get me a lotto ticket.
Wow! And that's what we call manifestation in this house, ladies and gentlemen.
Manifest.
Garl,
That's-
you just go and you know your legs very well. You've never
Oh,
skipped
yeah.
a leg day. And you also know your own Achilles heel. And you just
Also,
grab
Mom,
a specific like tendon on the back spot on the back of your leg, and you just kind of like turn it slightly and then like move your hand down it, and like Cassandra, you know this trick. And like the legs kind of just turn to jelly a little bit and it falls over.
The Trojan Charlie horse. With all our other
Also-
Greek references.
Well,
Garl has a little bit of anger because she's mildly jealous that these legs don't have any of the scars that Garl does.
that's
Aw.
one chase I don't have to run now.
Lord.
All according to
This might
Kate.
actually be a little bit quicker than I thought it would be now.
Oh.
And yeah, the house is just like on its side. The
Knock,
door is
knock.
like on the ground. And you
I
hear
want
some
to kick
swearing.
in one of the. Take my heel and just kick in whichever is closest to the ground,
Yeah.
since it's sideways, either a window or a door or whatever.
Through the window to the wall.
Yes.
Yeah, you kick in a window, and like as you're kicking in a window, your like feet right themselves to the ground.
Okay.
So like you kick
Interesting.
in the window as you're going into the building, your feet, like the gravity changes in the building to the ground.
Okay, so it does wait till I'm fully in the building. My foot didn't like go through the window and then twist sideways.
No, it did not. It did not like magically break your foot.
Thank you, Wishy.
And Nimbus, since you're the first one in, you're the first one to see this like Baba Yaga standing there, kind of clenched over like on the floor now, like she's fallen, and just in the middle of the floor, stripped of their armor, and just kind of like sprawled out is Malachor with their eyes closed. There
How
are
many times do I have to kill you, you old bitch?
there are a number of there's a number of bowls of herbs burning around Malachor, which are a nightshade.
Was that in the ritual?
No, this appears to be a different ritual.
Can I roll some sort of check to see what ritual might
Sure.
be?
As you're like looking around, the Baba Yaga just says, "My final bit of spite to you, Nimbus, Evangeline, Amalthea,
see,
Saint Altair.
People just do things.
A gift, if you will." She
Come with
smiles.
a receipt.
What am I rolling? Occultism or religion?
Whichever one you prefer. It is a
That's a
ritual.
53.
It is a ritual
Oof.
to impose a curse on someone. A curse of eternal nightmares.
Oh. Which would be a problem if he hadn't already been blessed by Desna to have good dreams.
Mm-hmm. She doesn't
That's just
know
gonna be
that.
on and off.
She
Huh?
doesn't know that.
You look her in the eyes and go, "Just do it, do it."
this,
Dare you?
this is your big scheme.
It's
You're going to make him have bad dreams.
It's been completed.
Does he look even a little bit pressed asleep on the table?
Looks like he's lying, sleeping like a baby.
He is a
This it,
baby.
your evil scheme. Oh, I've been giving you far too much credit. Do you think that by this point I didn't have him protected from that specific bullshit that you do?
Go off.
Has anyone else come in through the window at this point? Or is it just me shouting at her?
Lynx
I'm
is
peeking.
like chuckling a little bit, yeah.
Garl
The
is
party,
shooting
like-
on the house's leg.
Just kind of standing there. Elisandra now comes in and just kind of says, "Oh, wasn't that ritual that surprising?"
I know, it's a shame it's not going to work. Considering it's the last thing you're ever going to do.
Oh,
Nimbus.
I'm gonna kill this bitch.
Once and for all.
What do you want to do, Nimbus?
You know what? I've been really favoring Spirit Blast lately, and I think I'm just gonna keep on doing it. So let's kick it off with a Spirit Blast at 8th level.
So anyway, I started blasting.
She
That'll
critically
be a fort
fails.
save.
She critically fails the save.
Oh, beautiful. I have 4 more d6 to roll. So that's going to be 58, 62 total?
As
Doubled?
she's being blasted away, these like final bits of form kind of tearing away at Shadow itself and just being replaced by nothingness. Her final words to you simply say, I may not have my revenge, but at least I'm with the one I love.
Ew.
That's all it
Girls
took?
outside.
It was only an echo. It was only the last echo of spite.
Who's she love though?
Not Alessandra.
Well, who is your ex-husband, babe?
It can't be right. No, I
They're both dead
refuse to
now.
believe that Baba Yaga is even likes Ragnaphan.
Haha, ew, gross.
You.
Did I just help her commit suicide? Is that what just happened?
Suicide by Nim.
Make me a perception check.
Oh, did she leave a fucking note?
My dearest Raggy.
Nimbus,
Yeah.
like, as you're thinking about, thinking back, like, the last couple seconds, you did notice, like, her form was looking a little bit wispy when you came in.
Reggie.
Is she finally dead? Like, really, truly?
Cassandra,
Let me check. Body scan.
there is no presence there anymore.
I feel a little bit lighter.
That felt too easy.
How's it going in there? Do you need someone's head ripped off? I got this leg still.
Do you want to search the room?
Guys.
Yeah, actually, I will.
You find a number of bottles with souls and things in it.
Yeah.
You find what appears to be a small effigy of Sophie. But the effigy itself isn't rotten and undead. It is pristine. It would be like if Sophie were not an undead. You find a number of books and occult rituals. Don't have time to go through right now, but you also do find a note as well.
What does the note say?
Will you ever know peace if you think I can come back?
What would it take to get Pharasma on the phone right now?
A miracle could do it.
And there's nothing left of her to like. Oh, what's the fucking spell? The one what with the holy water where they don't come back. Gentle repose.
Oh, I was gonna say consecration. But...
I mean, maybe that too, but gentle repose. I think consecration targets an area. Gentle repose targets a creature.
Any hairbrush?
Oh, where is my hairbrush?
There is a hairbrush.
Any
Is there a
hair?
Is
On
there
the brush?
hair
A single
in the
strand of hair
hairbrush?
remains.
Great. I will prepare gentle repose at a later date and cast it because I don't have it prepared right now.
Fair enough.
And how is dear sweet Malachor doing?
Malachor's just asleep. He's like,
I snuff
there.
out the candles and
Yeah.
smudge out the ritual circle
Okay, yeah.
and gently give his shoulder a little shake.
What? Nimbus.
Good morning. How's your soul? Still intact?
Wait, what are you doing here, Nimbus? Wait, where the hell, what the? Alessandra?
You were kidnapped by the Baba Yaga and we came to pick you up. She is super dead now.
Okay. Hey, wait, you're here.
How are you doing?
Does that mean you?
We did it!
Nice! And they just kind of like give you a hug.
Give him a big ol' hug.
Has the house reacted at all to Baba Yaga's passing?
The legs have disappeared in the house. Now, like,
Oh god, did the house fall on me then?
now that Nimbus is awake, now that now that Malicor's awake, the house is sort of like is beginning to losing its magical power, and y'all are just kind of sliding towards the side of the house that's on the ground.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Am I about to be Wicked Witch of the Wested?
No,
Oh,
because
you may
the
want to
house is
move.
sideways, so you're good.
I don't know. I kind of want to fight just a house now. No legs, just a house.
Oh, feel free.
Punch a hole in the wall!
Cassandra, are you feeling all right? You're not. I don't know.
I think so. Do I feel
Alright.
alright?
Yeah, you feel good.
Feel great!
Excellent. All right. And how are you, Malachor? How was your sleep?
I mean, it was asleep. I slept.
She tried to curse you with eternal nightmares,
Oh, I
but
don't.
you
I
might
don't-
have a cheeky little Desmond blessing on you, so I don't think she was successful.
Cool, I guess. I
Very
don't really
cool.
ever remember my dreams, so
Really?
yeah.
Huh.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Well, I mean, for like a long time, I basically was replaying dreams that you had, but like with me as a self-insert, but not so much anymore. Not after sort of breaking that connection.
Not after the incident.
Not after the incident.
Not after the alpaca incident.
Oh god, not the alpaca incident. All right, well, you're safe now.
You
And
look
that's all
like
that
you could use a
matters.
nap, sister.
I have fought a deity and a half today, and I am very tired.
Well, let's get you to bed. Is it okay if I stay with you tonight and then return to the Magikarp Wastes in the morning?
Yes, of course. Although you should probably shoot Sophie ascending, or maybe not. I don't know what this means. We have this doll that is clearly her, but just not undead in the Baba Yaga's hut, which tells me that the two of them have some manner of relation, though what it may be, I don't know.
One final thread to pull on.
She always told me she was cursed. This could be the This could be the origin of it.
Probably. Baba Yaga cursed a lot of people, which means we've got a lot of people to uncurse.
Oopsie whoopsie.
I mean, the last thing I remember was I was going out for watch, and then I heard it like a sort of mumbled "I'm sorry," and then I got knocked out.
She apologized to you?
I don't know. I just heard an "I'm sorry."
Did you recognize the voice?
I mean, it was very quiet. I would assume it was Sophie. I mean, with context clues, and he just kind of like points to that.
Ah.
And to be honest with you, if this creature was holding her under a curse and her giving me to it was the breaking of that curse, like the deal, I'm kind of okay with that. I understand.
Right.
Like, it's not the worst thing that someone has done to me. Oh, hi, Mom and Dad.
Oh,
Hello. We did it. It turns out she wasn't all that big or bad. She's just been difficult to deal with in the past, and I thought she would be difficult to deal with this time, but I think she kind of wanted to die. So in a weird way, we both got what we wanted, which feels less satisfying, but
Also,
I
thinking
tackled the
about
house.
it, from what you've learned about this creature, that they were directly attached to the Lord of Light and the Lord of Light's existence. So without the Lord of Light existing, they weren't going to exist for much longer anyway.
The
oh,
problem would have taken
yeah.
care of itself.
how does my magic feel? Oh, there's the smirk.
Do you try to cast something?
Yeah, I'll try to cast, oh, darn, dag nabbit. Oh, I don't even
Cantrip.
know what to cast. I'll try to cast healing.
Healing.
Yeah. I'm sure we're still a little bumped and bruised here and there.
Fair enough.
I'm down 60 health.
Roll me a D100.
Oh boy. Hooey.
18.
Will is now checking what class you're in now.
No, I'm now checking
I
what
mean, she was a sorcerer previously,
happens.
so
I'm now checking what happens on an 18 on my table.
Hooey. Consequences.
Why, hello there, consequences of our
Like
actions.
the consequence,
How have you been?
consequences of my actions chasing me right now.
18. Have to go and look at item.
Feels like some wild magic stuff.
Yeah, kind of. Oh, it's not in this book. Do-do-do. Ah. An 18. You shoot a lightning bolt.
Okay, that's not healing.
Yeah, you just fire a lightning
Who are you
bolt.
attempting to heal, by the way?
Who are you attempting to heal?
Was it Carl?
See, I'm torn between it would have maybe been Garl,
It
but
was
also
Garl,
if
then.
she had had any doubts, then it might have been on herself.
It was
I mean, Garl always has found you electrifying.
True. You know what?
Do you
One
have
or two,
chills?
it's me. 3 or 4, it's Garl.
Multiplying?
It was me.
Parents are standing on end.
Alright, make me a reflex save.
Oh,
Against
reflex
your
save in my
spell
save.
save. Against your spell save DC.
Reflex against my spell save. Oh, if it would load, I would do it.
Oh, lordy.
Reflex. That's 35. Ooh, nope.
Is that a crit fail?
What? I think so.
Take 49, 50, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Ah, I can handle that. Okay.
58 lightning damage as you
Uh,
fire a lightning bolt into
Lightning!
yourself.
Ow.
I immediately try and hug her and I don't know, hug the electricity away. I don't know what I'm doing.
All of Garl's hair starts standing up.
Finally, the mohawk is what it's supposed to be doing.
I'll figure that out eventually. Got time.
Quite alright. Was that on purpose?
Not the lightning part. I was going for a heal.
Oh my.
I still have magic though, so that's something.
That is something.
Would you like to cast another spell?
Woo-wee! Woo-wee!
I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Knock on wood.
I'll cast guidance on myself.
Roll me another D100.
Ooh-wee. Rolling the
Keep
low
rolling
ones.
so low.
All the weapons on your person start floating around you.
Well, it's just my bow and arrows, I think.
Yeah.
Technically. Alright. Okay. We should have somebody take a look at me. Eventually. I should probably not cast for a while. I think that would be a good idea.
Well, I don't know. Maybe you might cast something super beneficial if you try hard enough. Like you might be casting like a guidance and get wish.
You could try again if you want.
It's like gambling.
We'll do it one more time. I will summon instrument.
Roll me a D100.
Not that that does anything. I don't know why I bothered rolling that. Ooh, 95.
You disappear. Garl, you can see her. She's just invisible.
Oh,
true sight, true sight.
True sight.
I don't even know anything's happened. I think that one
Yeah.
was a dud, sweetie.
Well, that's a relief then.
It worked. Your Garl just has that thing where she can see things. I don't know where you are, but you sure are here somewhere.
So you're not going to be able to summon your instruments anymore?
I don't think so. At
Oh.
least not for a while.
Sorry.
Maybe when I
I
figure
mean-
this out.
I mean, I could try trying to teach the crystals to do that if you really want your instruments. Oh, oh.
No, don't poke.
Come on, do something.
Like someone scratching at a mosquito bite. Stop it. Stop it.
But it was satisfying.
Maybe there's like a magic doctor who can
A witch
give
doctor.
me more insight.
I mean, kind of looks at Nim. Or weren't you supposed to be like magic doctor for me now? Like, isn't that how what the thing was?
So yes, maybe not a witch doctor. That's a loaded term, but you know, just someone who can do tiny little miracles. Um, Speaking of which, maybe I will do one just to make sure that she is truly dead and gone. I don't want her coming back. Yeah. I think I will cast a cheeky little miracle.
All right.
The intent is kind of nebulous, whether that's just to like the very literal gentle repose on like the hair, or whether it goes all the way up to Pharasma, in terms of like how far up the chain that spell goes, just to make sure that she is not in fact coming back.
Go for it. You cast Miracle, and there is a sense of watching comes over Nimbus. A sense of protection, like a sense of confirmation.
Nice.
Check the local roof, the nearby rooftops. Is Chip covering us with a sniper rifle?
I sure hope so.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
Nimbus foiled my plans for the last time.
The little
What
rat,
plans did I foil?
the rat on his shoulder. Take the shot.
Jesus.
You can't cast spells without a head.
Was it Chip in the grassy knoll?
Jesus Christ.
Okay, anyway. I think Nim seeks out that note where it was asking if she could have peace of mind, never truly knowing. And just writes, haha, underneath it, and leaves it in the house.
Fair enough. As you all exit the house, it does just kind of dissolve, and a number of like bottles kind of just fall to the ground. Bottles that still had fragments of soul in it. All labeled. And all of them, which using divination magic, you could find the owners, and
Those are all delicately wrapped and put in the back of holding.
add 16 soul vials to your inventory.
Ooh.
That's less than I thought there was going to be.
She's been eating through her power base trying to get revenge, and she's just been failing every time.
That's funny.
That's sad.
That's funny. Get good.
That's probably hundreds of souls that we didn't get to in time.
I mean,
I suppose.
we can't be everywhere and save everyone.
But what's
It's a
hundreds of
big
souls
world.
between links?
Thousands of souls, including links.
Once we get back to home or the restaurant, Cassandra will turn to Nim and ask her for probably one of the biggest favors she's ever asked of her. Nim, can you do me a favor and call Aranari? Just because we have a work history, I feel like he might know best the changes that have gone on with my magic, and I know that's why this is a big favor.
I know. I just... First of all, I am completely tapped for 5th level spells. Second of all, I don't have the energy for that to stay on so many levels. I do have my mother's wand of sending, though. Mother, you wouldn't mind if I lent this to Cassandra for just a sending,
I
right?
mean, it would have a chance of dissolving, but go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, then I guess
it's only a few. It's only a few hundred gold pieces. It's literally nothing.
All right, I'll give it a shot so that you don't accidentally channel
Yeah,
a lightning bolt through it.
that would not be fun.
That would not be fun. All right. Although it would be kind of funny to see you send a long distance lightning bolt all the way to R&R. We wouldn't see it happen. We would just know, and we would have a
We would feel it.
giggle. I'll send it. I'll send it. I shoot Arinari Ascending and say, Cassandra's magic is very strange. She's asking for your professional opinion on how to fix it or move forward.
Well put. Well put.
No response.
Fair enough.
Motherfucker.
I didn't want to respond anyway. I gather up as much tact as I possibly can. I say, I'm sorry, Cassandra. He just hasn't responded.
I understand. It's all right. We should probably all go home, get to bed. Oh, I need to make sure Abigail's all right.
Gwen just
Yes,
says
you
Abigail's fine. And Abigail just kind of like steps out from behind Gwen. I've gotten very good at hiding.
Abigail?
So weird coming from you, Abby.
Yes, Mom?
How far did you come with us?
There's a really pretty forest, and then there was like a house with Garl's feet.
Hey, I don't need to hear anymore.
Well, when you put it that way.
They were very big. It was like,
They were.
yeah. And then Garl tackled their own feet, and they were biting them. Is that cannibalism?
I suppose since they were made out of magic and Garl is made out of,
Magic.
well, Garl, I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn to my mom actually and be like, do you have a place to stay tonight?
Oh,
I have. I have a place that I could find, but if anyone, she looks towards Garl and like Cassandra, if anyone's offering, I'd be happy to join them.
Some spare rooms.
Mooch.
the long-awaited day has come.
We have plenty of guest rooms, if that's what you're in need of.
I mean, I could use one if that's alright. I'll go anywhere. Whoever wants me. If you would
I'll
like,
have a bedroom set up.
if you-
I'll have a bedroom
Hold
set
on,
up.
hold on.
If
I
you'd
talked
like
to
for me to-
Elisandra to get her to try and convince them to have a special night, just the girls.
The legendary moment where anyone gets to romance Nim's mom.
Absolutely
It's possibly
fucking
one of
not.
the last opportunities.
Nim's mom.
Start
Elisandra
doing
says,
stretches.
do we want your mother around tonight? Is that something you want? I mean, we could just have the three of us.
I give
Garl looks
Elisandra
at-
a look,
Garl looks
and then
at-
I look back to Garl, and then I look back at Elisandra.
Stretching.
Like,
I mean, okay.
Cassandra's doing the Will Smith to Garl, like, da,
I
da.
I don't think they would. Garl, and she just says this like straight up, no tact. Would you sleep with Nim's mother?
oh God.
The slightest bit of tact.
I mean, are we?
How
in
does
the
my
Arc-
father react to this?
Are we in the Arctic? Are we?
Your father
you know,
seems to be blushing.
are we needing?
Are your parents swingers?
Are they wearing like a ring on a certain finger or something? What is
No.
it?
An upside down pineapple?
Your father,
Have
your
you ever
father,
seen the...
your father and mother are both blushing, and then they kind of chuckle at each other and say, "Honey, just come stay with me tonight." She says, "I think I'll do that."
Truth be told, Nim, I knew your parents long ago. We long ago agreed to do this as a bit just to make you comfortable. This was
Yeah,
a
okay.
fact.
What? Is
Way
this a bit
before
from
you were
before I
born.
was born?
Yes.
Yes. Ever
That's
since,
the most devious thing I've ever heard, and I literally just ended the Baba Yaga.
And amazingly, it's only one of the few memories I actually retained from that time period.
if you want, you can
You're a
make an
real piece of
insight.
work, you know that?
I mean, I'm
What can I
several
make you,
pieces of
Will?
work.
What can I make
If
you?
you want, you can make a perception check for insight.
Oh, okay. If anyone's lying to me, you have to make a deception check.
Oh, it's Garl. If you want, you can make a deception check.
Garl's great deception of 2.
Unless you're not lying.
You might get an at 20.
No, I wish I had planned this ahead of time as a funny joke, but I did sort of just make that up.
I will accept that you, Matthew, made this up right now,
Yeah.
even if it is true for Garl. I
Now,
will let
here's
you
the thing,
decide
though.
right now whether or
I
not this
have
is
to
true
weigh
for
these two
Garl.
possible canon interpretations. Was it always just a joke? Or
They're
does
both
Garl actually like mature ladies?
I mean, that would explain
I
Cassandra.
mean, how old is Cassandra?
I was gonna say,
You know
like,
what? Just because Garl did know both parents when they were quite young, and the implications of that, it's like being their guardian and then developing like apparently an
You would've-
attraction to them.
you-
It's
you
kind of
would've-
weird.
you-
So I'm
you-
gonna say it was a joke the whole time.
To be fair, you would have met them when they were adults, but yes.
Well played. Well played.
I'm
Yes, but
I'm
like,
putting that out there.
This is funnier.
This is funnier. But, you know, also, you know, fun things.
I mean, it could both be true.
Could both be true.
so was that my father inviting my mother home and her agreeing?
Yes.
Nimbus tries very, very hard not to get her little hopes up.
And like, the two of them are laughing at that comment about the sleeping with Garl. If you want, you can make an insight check about that.
Oh no.
Done it
Do you mean a
before.
perception check?
Yes.
48.
Perception for insight.
One for me and one for Merle.
Garl, you can tell that this is something that they have talked about before.
I just put a hand on Nim's shoulder. Just nod at her.
Don't touch me.
Nimbus, nothing. Don't pick
I
up
adore you,
anything.
girl. You are one of my dearest friends. Don't fucking touch me right now.
Fair. That's fair.
Nimbus, unfortunately, with the 33 and the 38, that's not quite enough.
Wash.
The moment, you're caught up in the moment.
Because maybe I don't want to know.
Yeah. You know, given the
Maybe
context
it's
that
for the
they're-
best.
Given the context of something they're laughing about, it was probably like a stupid drunk idea that, you know, never happened and will never come to fruition.
Nim's probably just distracted by the fact that her parents are in the same room as each other and are laughing and like sharing looks and not in a mean way. That's, I think, a step in the right direction for the two of them. All right then, as long as you have somewhere safe to stay. You know what? I have 2 9th level spells left. Do we want to just throw a big party?
we could.
Yeah. I was gonna suggest like an adult sleepover as a party, but party is just party.
That sounds lovely with pajamas and
And Nim's parents.
No,
Mrs.
they've already
Barnes.
found a nice. They're. I mean,
Gwen's just like putting on the vigilante gear.
what
We're
is
all
that
just
for? Where do you
staring,
have
smiling
to
at
be right now,
Cassandra.
Gwendolyn?
I mean, for the sleepover.
Nib, is there something you want to tell us?
Not especially.
Hmm?
I think this is going to be a different kind of adult sleepover
Oh,
where it's
I
just that we are all adults. Maybe we can, I don't know, pop popcorn and have snacks and, I don't know.
You know, there's a theater troupe that owes me a favor. We could have like a live
Yes.
performance.
Yes, that would be lovely. Just drink and be merry and be normal for once.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want to get that set up, Gwen and Alessandra will go off to go get some stuff going, and Nimbus, as you're setting up that party and as things are going on, we're going to jump quickly to Calmia,
Uh-oh.
where we see like a number of goblins who have gotten together. We must help the heroes, and they have strapped together like several large fireworks onto each other.
As one does.
They're gonna blow
This one
themselves to Timbuktu.
And you just see like these like chairs just tied to these fireworks haphazardly, and like
Also, as one does.
stepping onto the fireworks is the Gob Squad.
Bam! Zoom! Straight to the fireplace.
They were happy to
God.
be here.
They are just happy to be here.
And yeah, As the party's getting started, there is a loud crackle above the mansion before y'all go in, and there's just like this massive bit of fireworks that start.
How beautiful.
But we don't have a dog. That might. Yeah.
I think Merle is fine around fireworks. I don't know about Hecate.
And as y'all are walking in, just some goblins fall out of the sky. It just
Oh.
land in
I've got
front
you,
of
I've
y'all.
got you, I've got you.
And in your arms is the Gob Squad, slightly charred, still alive.
Dear
Invincible.
child, did you come here all the way from Calmia?
We were going to space to help you.
What? Wait.
I give him a hug. You did a very good job. You were instrumental in helping us save the day. Hold on, I need to make a deception check. That's a 41. That's probably
that's
good
a
enough.
crit success against these guys.
Rolled over a 10 all night.
Yeah, so that night, the party. And let me ask you all, is there any final scenes that you all want to do on this night?
I think Nim meant what she said about just having a night to be normal. And lounge around in pajamas. I mean, it's normal for Nimbus, so it's normal, but with sashimi and silk two-piece sets of pajamas, like the little button-down pants combo.
Oh.
And also involving, a whole mansion that is just
Magic.
Pillows. It's basically a big pillow fort. At least one of them is.
Ooh, is the floor actually just like knit hammocks?
There's probably one floor like that. There's 4 of them. I think in most places the floor is soft enough to sit upon comfortably, but firm enough to walk on easily. And not like a bounce house or like a super soft pillow or anything. Just comfy.
Fair enough.
And one of them does have a small theater with lounging recliners to watch whatever theater troupe Gwendolyn has brought in.
It's the same theater troupe that you all met, the one that you solved that murder mystery for.
Aw.
The stage
way
manager
back
has
in the
now
day.
become basically one of the lead actors, and they basically replaced the rest of the people. The director is still the same. And they are doing just a lovely little comedy of errors. Just, a misunderstanding between 2 friends that gets really out of hand and ends up about to start a war, and then just towards the end the misunderstanding is cleared up by someone literally falling from the sky and clearing it up, and then everyone was happy and they just kind of hugged each other.
Aww.
People laughed it off. It's like a nice lighthearted comedy.
That's exactly what the mood called for.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then towards the end of the night, when y'all are getting the party going in the Pillow Fort one, there is a sort of knock at the door.
Oh, who is it?
Do you go to it?
I say, who is it?
There's no answer immediately.
I'll get it.
I'll take care of this.
Thanks, darling.
Stomp, stomp, stomp.
Garl, as you open the door, in front of you is Kanan, in pajamas,
Oh.
saying, "You think I
Wait,
would
did they
miss
walk here in the pajamas?
Do you think I would miss a party that Nimbus was throwing?"
I grab them by the scruff and throw them onto a pile of pillows.
Yeah, there we
Hot.
Wow.
go.
Oh, goodness, Caden, I apologize for not answering the door myself. How are you? How have you been?
I'm good. The triad is celebrating tonight, so I figured I'd come down and join all of you.
I'm so happy.
Shot done this.
And yeah,
What?
She says shotgun him and tosses him a beer.
he just takes a rapier and just stabs it in and does it. Downside about being God, it takes a lot of alcohol to get you intoxicated.
Well, luckily we have an almost endless amount.
Let's try.
almost endless. How can it be almost
Garl,
endless?
do you want to have a
This
drinking
is we
contest?
have enough food, but especially because there's 2 mansions, we have enough food for a 9-course meal for 300 people. I'm
So
assuming
Garl
at
and
least
half a dozen people.
right.
Right.
I agreed. I have to imagine that would to some degree include alcohol. Um,
So as the party goes on to the night, and the sun sets on this adventure, let me ask you this. What do you all do with the rest of your characters' lives? We'll start with Garl.
That is a bit of a tricky question to ask
Mhm.
because we don't necessarily know how well any sort of like treatments or changes are.
Well, Garl, let me tell you this. You do get the option to a cure for the crystalline,
Oh,
but it would take away, like, the rune-scarred archetype for Garl. Would Garl give up that power to live a longer life?
with Cassandra, yes, that's all the magic she needs.
Oh.
There you go. Then, Garl, you live a very long life.
Takes her a few months to get used to weighing less from having less minerals in her body. Probably jumps over things a few many times and smashes into walls.
All right.
But yeah, and Gar would like to probably learn how to garden, to grow
Understandably.
things. She also whispers, "If I raise the trees, I will be the master."
Garl becomes quite proficient in gardening. Um, Eventually, that little glade that you built your house in just becomes like a massive garden. And strangely enough, there's never weeding that needs to be done.
I'm just that good.
Cassandra,
I think like heirloom apples or something.
what does the rest of Cassandra days look like?
Well, depending on how things go with her magic, uh, either she, I think either way, she probably like settles down, maybe takes a part-time job at the library, just like reorganizing things and just raises and teaches Abigail and spends her days with Garo.
As Abigail is growing up, she becomes fiercely independent. Um,
Who could have seen this coming?
Probably moving out around 18 or 17 or 18. Not because she wants to, but because she can, and because she has things that she wants to do in the world. But she always comes home, and she always visits, and she always makes time for all of you. She has very much taken after Nimbus in a number of ways as well. I think that she's kind of picked up a lot of Garl's strength, a lot of Cassandra's temperament, and a lot of Nimbus's social skills.
so she's a liar, is what
Yes.
you're saying.
You know, like a liar.
Like a liar.
There is a point at one point where she is banned from the Viatori's casinos.
That's my girl.
Good for her.
What?
Counting cards, basically.
Oh, girl.
But after that night, she did come home with like 2 million gold pieces. So, you know.
And she does get her scrapbook.
Yeah. Lynx. What does Lynx get up to post this campaign?
Lynx actually would like to work with Cassandra to make the next Library of Alexandria.
Yes.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah, you're definitely able to do that. You have the funding. Like, the league will fund it in a heartbeat.
Hmm.
Where does Chip get all this money?
This is specifically, you don't want to know. Malicor
Grave robbing.
suggests rebuilding the library in the Magisgard Wastes, as they basically have retained a very large part of it, and a city is beginning to form there. This could become a sort of hub for that city. Do you all go with that, or do you build it somewhere else? What do you want to do?
That's actually something I'd like to leave up to Cassandra. I
I
think it might be
think
worth putting it in the Magistguard Wastes, but there's not much of a civilization out there to do so.
Not
I
yet.
think she feels like that would help kind of make up for the part she played in destroying it in the first place. So I think she would absolutely be so down for that.
Yeah, and
And like based on the memories of what she remembers of what they were like before.
over the
Yeah.
decades, a new city is created in the Magistguard Waste. It starts off with that library, and it just grows, and it becomes a thriving city.
Real yeehaw place, perhaps?
No.
Okay.
It becomes a thriving city. Eventually, people from that city, it's a sort of melting pot of every culture. It's sort of its own country, but it's a city-state, basically.
Hmm.
It doesn't really bow to any other of the nations in the world, and it just kind of exists and advances and advances, and eventually it is the site of a massive project, a conglomeration of achievement, and it is the site where people began going to the stars for the first time.
I love that.
Nimbus, before we get to you, there is one final thing that we need to do. 2 years after the events of the campaign, no matter what you've been doing, Elisandra and Gwendolyn ask you to come with them to a special place. And they reveal to you that they have been rebuilding Gwen's old spot fully now. The old sort of like summer home that was in Izzle has been fully rebuilt and has been like fully like remodeled. And when you get there, there's just stars in the sky above it. It is harmonious and beautiful. Then the two of them sort of like take you each by a hand, and you're all kind of like walking together. And then you're in the middle of this field, and you like make this like little circle, each of you holding each other's hands. Elisandra would be the first one to speak. See? 2 years later, you're still here.
Thank the gods.
Thank you. Nimbus, you don't give yourself enough credit. Gwendolyn peeks up. Yes, I agree.
You're both very sweet. I am
One might say you're equitable to a god.
in the most genuine way possible. I am just happy to be here.
Fab Squad says, "Whoop."
Well, then let's have maybe another memory together that will make us happy to be here. And Gwendolyn pipes up. Nimbus, this is something we've been wanting to ask for a bit. Elisandra continues. So the three of us, you know, we've been together these last few years ourselves. And Elisandra just kind of like reaches into her pocket.
Stop! I have one! I have it! And I reach into my pocket.
Oh, it's one of those.
And
I knew it.
Gwen reaches
three?
into her pocket.
On 3.
Yeah. 1,
1,
2,
2,
3. And then they each pull out a like double ring container.
Yup.
And
I am
basically
Baba Yaga.
all three of them both of them got 2 rings, one for each of you. Assuming Nimbus did the same.
Yeah.
And they just kind of like laugh. It's like, well, I mean,
Also, hi, Raid.
Hey,
You just
Raid.
missed a 3-way proposal.
you just welcome to the epilogue.
Aww.
Alessandra and them just kind of chuckle.
Wait, no, not that kind of 3-way proposal.
I mean, give it a couple
I
minutes.
mean, it's probably gonna end up being bold. Let's be real.
He's a spicy meatball.
Gwen pipes up. So the 3 of us are going to have extended lifespans, and I honestly can't think of anyone
Yes.
better to spend eternity with.
Honestly,
Boy.
I feel like I should be the most excited to have, possibly godly abilities and the power to change people's life for the better, but I'm mostly just glad that I will be able to spend a rest of eternity with the both of you.
And they
And-
kind of like release the hands and like bring you all into like a big old hug.
The big ol' hug. That's what this is, chat. It's a 3-way hug.
Where
For
are
now.
Hold on.
No.
You say that, but where do those hands go?
Well, as the
here and there.
camera pans up into
Oh,
the
wow.
stars. Oh my god! And another raid.
Hi, you guys.
As
You
the
missed the
goblin,
3-way.
as the Goblin Cave TV comes and joins us, the stars, the camera pans up to the stars, and Nimbus, Evangeline, Amalthea, Saint Altair. I did it for the final episode. Tell us what the rest of your life is like.
Oh.
Listen, y'all, I have some questions. Actually, I think I just have 2. And you can let me know if I've missed anything.
Okay.
Previously on the League of Amazing Adventures, we got a certain seed from a certain hedge dragon,
Yes.
topiary dragon, and we planted that seed.
Mhm.
And now that it has been a couple of years, what seems to be growing in that location?
A tree has grown.
Any specific kind of
And
tree?
probably about 6 years later, a willow tree. About 6 years
Aw.
later, one of the
Oh.
knots of the tree kind of crawls out, and there's a new little dragon that's come out of it.
Oh my goodness. Gwendolyn, Alessandra, I think we have a little one to take after. If that's okay.
They just kind of smile. Of course. This is just sort of amazed at the whole concept.
Garl just standing in the front door of the cottage, looking at these people, looking at a tree in her garden at this time of day. Like, what is going on there?
All right, so that's one.
For the
Baby-
briefest of moments,
the
I forgot that
second-
we had
the
gotten rid of the
second-
black hole.
The second baby dragon that
Did we?
McKenna's raising on this channel.
You know, if I had a nickel for every time I finished the campaign with a character becoming a god and raising a dragon, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
2 different systems too.
Yeah.
The second one is, does Melanie Van Thrail ever call in that favor?
No,
Never.
Ooh, spicy.
not in her
No.
lifetime.
Okay, well, it was for her, so if
Yep.
she reincarnates, that doesn't count.
She does not ever call it in.
Why?
She never needed it.
Sure.
I think Nim visits her at one point when she is probably very old and aged. and says, would you not ask anything of me? Not even the smallest of comforts? Not,
Nimbus,
I don't know.
you and your friends gave me more than any favor could have given me.
Can you pick up some breadsticks?
Well, brought you some cupcakes just in case.
All
I
right.
didn't know what flavor you'd like, so I got a dozen, and they're all different flavors, so you probably might not like all of them, but those you can give to your son. I
Thank
hope
you,
that
Nimbus.
counts.
Yes.
It's probably very strange for her because Nimbus, I think at this point, doesn't look like she's aged all that much.
Not that much. Probably like 3 or 4 years only.
Dang. The rest of Nimbus's life, huh?
Yeah. What does Nimbus get up to?
I think Nimbus often makes the comment that, like, what she really wants is to just settle down and, like, I don't know, raise chickens with her fiancés.
Wives at some point.
And I think that she never quite manages to do that. I think she keeps being like, well, when I'm done dealing with this, that's what we'll do. And I think both Gwendolyn and Alessandra just go, yes, yes, dear, of course, because they know the truth of the matter is that there will always be someone else who needs help, and that Nimbus will always feel compelled to help.
Mhm.
I mean, I heard there was a murder on a cruise ship that needs solving.
Oh, of course, absolutely, I can help with that. And it just kind of is her bouncing from place to place. I think in her mind she has this ability to go around and do miracles for people, and so why wouldn't, and she has the ability to go anywhere with this key, so why wouldn't she go and cure some uncurable disease one day and fix someone's failing business another day and just go around and make things better for people when it's easy for her and it might be impossible for them. So as much as she loves her home that she has built with Gwendolyn and Alessandra, especially with its proximity to her family, to Garl, to Cassandra, to Lynx, there's probably a lot of traveling being done and just a lot of her showing up in random places at random times and helping people who need to be helped.
I think after a few decades, there is another saint added to Nimbus's name.
Saint Nimbus Evangelina Malthus.
Yeah.
Right, I'm not remembering that.
Saint.
Saint.
God. Oh.
And
How over the top can you be? Ugh.
How ostentatious. I think every time she hears it, she just inwardly goes, ugh.
and Alessandra and Gwen chuckle every time it happens. They love it.
I
As she
think it was
should.
probably one of them who started it.
Oh, it was Gwen. It was 100% Gwen.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course it was.
Oh yeah, it was Gwen. It was Gwen. It started off as a joke, but then it like spiraled out of control, and like what was meant to be a joke between like just like this small group of people, eventually just became like a common thing in the entirety of the world.
Yeah.
It's like, to be
I
fair,
have a question.
I have an answer.
Do I have to watch all of my friends die?
That is
Mm.
the price of immortality.
I mean,
Madoka Magica Chan.
I'll just let you know, if Cassandra goes before Garl does, though that is very unlikely considering Garl's probably got health problems even from after having all the crystals taken out. Garl will seek to go out in a blaze of glory and will keep looking for the biggest monster to fight.
Fair
So
enough.
you are welcome to come along. Just if one of them takes her down, no resurrection.
She has a DNR bracelet.
I mean, is that a possibility to just keep reanimating her?
That's sure a choice, buddy.
Because Nim does not have the.
Pharasma would have words for you.
Lynx
That's
would have
fair.
words for you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that. I mean, listen, only ever with their consent. But I think she would probably ask, if you wanted to stick around just a little bit longer, I wouldn't mind.
I mean, technically speaking, like order of operations for like passing of the party would be Garl, Lynx, Cassandra, and that would be the order of it. But that would take many, 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 many years to happen. Like
She spends the rest of eternity avoiding Ray.
even like Garl.
Ray has become a boogeyman.
Even like Garl's life lasts like another 100 years at minimum.
I think there is probably at least some joking between Nimbus and Lynx about being like, haha, look who's outliving who now, bitch.
Oh, for sure.
With all of Lynx, his complex about like, I'm going to outlive all of my friends. She's like, look who's mortal now.
Yeah, like you sure turned that on its head, but you know what? Honestly, Nim, the library is your job now.
Also, you're making brunch really weird.
This is the legacy that Cassandra and I are leaving behind, and if we don't take care of it, someone's gonna have to.
Gods, you're right. You're right.
You get library training. The Corellia decimal system.
Do I
You must
get
learn it.
proficiency in library lore?
I will make sure of it.
Merle learns it as well. Merle becomes like a caretaker of the
Oh.
library, becomes a giant owl.
Shut up.
Don't make this a reference. Don't make this a reference. Merle would never.
All
Merle's a
roads
sweet
lead back to
question.
Avatar.
They do.
Is Hecate immortal?
Technically speaking, yes.
Oh,
Hecate
God,
does
we
get
should-
passed down to Abigail at some point.
Nice.
Abigail takes Hecate on, and at this point, Hecate's become a large-sized creature. Eventually,
A little concerning.
Hecate becomes a sphinx.
A what?
A sphinx.
Yeah, that I like.
Say that again.
Here we go.
Eventually, Hecate becomes a sphinx.
There we go.
I think
That's
it
what
might
he
have
said the
just been-
first time.
He
It's
He said
just the mic.
sphinx.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. I think
There
it
was
might
a
have been
there was a
audio thing,
hard
though.
P in there. He said it twice. I asked to make sure.
I heard him say Sphinx all 3 times.
Yeah. Thank you, Cooper.
I
You
heard
you-
Tupperware.
Cooper, you get an extra hero point at the start of the
Oh,
Western.
woo.
I was gonna say, like, for the epilogue.
But
Oh.
eventually Hecate becomes like a big old magical cat with wings. And Abigail lives her life. Nimbus. Abigail also doesn't really ever die.
Yeah. I think those two probably become really close.
Mhm.
In the years that follow, probably Cassandra specifically, Cassandra's passing.
My last words.
Um,
Look after her.
Yeah. It's just a matter of both Nimbus and Abigail are to each other the last remnants of the party.
Ooh, for the
Um,
record, Cassandra will be pulling a Padme and dying of a broken heart after Girl, so.
Oh,
Fair
And
enough.
Garl's last words were, "What are you gonna do? Eat me?"
Cassandra, yes.
Maw.
blood feast.
I was thinking more
Oh,
of like
that wasn't the direction I was going, but
Garl like turns like what, and then
oh god. Oh,
Plot twist. That's how the Western starts.
Jesus. Well, I think at least for the foreseeable future,
Mhm.
that's probably how it goes with Nimbus.
Nice. I think, yeah, many, many years pass. Nimbus eventually, you, Elisandra and Gwendolyn are called upon to take on some more duties as representatives of the gods on the planet. Nimbus, a lot of your duties are helping the lost find their way home or find their way to safety, protecting travelers. And that takes you all over the world. Eventually, once many, many millennium pass, well, that's
Wait,
far flung into the future.
there is one more thing I have to take care of.
What?
We have 16 souls.
Hmm.
that need repairing, and I think that is probably the first 16 people Nimbus sets about helping. She may ask for Ascendancy's assistance in regards to like what did you need while you were healing from this kind of trauma,
Bed rest,
Um,
therapy.
and anything while you were in the process of
I was
I don't
basically
know,
knocked-
having your soul.
I was basically knocked out, Nimbus. It just knocks you out for a few days.
You were out for 7 months.
Yes, but, that's a few days. It's just a few days compounded.
It's not a few days. It's not a few days at all. That's very, very many days.
So, just keep an eye on them.
For 7 months?
Not for 7 months. I think I was a special case. Because my soul had been fucked around with before. Like, the shapes didn't match, right? Elisandra had messed with the shape of my soul to make me all, like, googly for her. So that took some time to repair.
Okay, Did you ever hear the sendings I sent you?
Well, I was asleep.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw you in my dream a couple of times, but I just assumed that was dream.
Did that help?
I mean, it was nice to see a friendly face.
Understood. I'll tell the families of the people I'm returning the souls to that if they want to send them sendings or dream messages, that their presence will be known, and that it will be a comfort.
I'm not assuming they have a good relationship with them, but anyway.
Well, yes. Yes. It was good talking to you, Ascendancy.
It's good to see you, Nimbus.
Give him a big ol' hug.
Oh, he gives you a big old hug back. And yeah. As many years pass, I'm not going to go very far into the future, but we are going to see one final Nimbus thing. About 2 dwarven lifetimes have passed. Around 1,000 years. And Nimbus, you find a young man with short black hair, a rucksack bag in the middle of a desert, clutching onto this portrait. Just clutching onto this portrait of a beautiful young woman. And just in the distance, there's a town. And you just get them those last few steps to that town. And as Nimbus is carrying this person into this town, you see a sign that says Rail's End. And then there's a
Got this.
as the camera pans up back to the stars, and that's where we're going to end tonight.
Let's do it again. Guys.
Oh,
My friends, thank you for coming to
wait, I'm sad.
the
I
League
know.
of Amazing
Can I add a little
Adventurers.
bonus real fast?
Go for it.
Yes, of course.
At some point, a leaflet does get published about the Lord of Light, and it lists the following. The Lord of Light needed the crusts cut off his sandwiches. The Lord of Light was lactose intolerant but only ate dairy. The Lord of Light thought washing his ass meant letting the soap run down.
Jesus Christ.
The Lord of Light pronounced Chipotle as Chipotle.
No.
The Lord of Light
Unforgivable.
thought ketchup was spicy. The Lord of Light could not peel his own orange. The Lord of Light's favorite color was beige.
This is truly the
Oh.
funniest thing to me.
Yes.
The Lord of Light would eat a whole meal and then complain to the waiter that he didn't like it and demand to be taken off the check.
Yes.
And finally, the Lord of Light let it slip that he liked missionary only because he wanted to spread the word.
Ah!
That last one was fucking foul, Abby.
Thank you.
So, my
Oh.
friends,
And
What
on
a
that
note, a high
note,
note to go off on.
thank you for coming to the final episode of our first campaign on the show.
God damn.
Yeah.
121 episodes, 20 levels, 242 hours, just short of a month of playtime. And one of the things I'm most thankful to have in my life. Thank you all so much for coming. We love you. Have a good night.
Good night,